nearly a week after the Illinois State's Attorney Kim Foxx dropped all charges against him for so obviously faking a hate crime. Today, supporters and opponents of Fox held competing rallies in Chicago. Matt Finn was there. He joins us tonight with an update. Matt?
Tucker, the Jussie Smollett tension came to a head today right here in downtown Chicago outside of Kim Foxx's office. The police union protested against Kim Foxx, saying that she has a history of being anti-police, that she has exonerated known gang members, and they're demanding that Kim Foxx resign after dropping the 16 charges against Smollett. Well, it was a clash of protests as Kim Foxx supporters, led by Jesse Jackson, rallied against police. Both sides got in each other's faces. At one point, police had to step in to calm things down. Jesse Jackson tells Fox News today that he thinks the Chicago police superintendent's investigation is, quote, very wrong, and alleges Kim Foxx is reforming the criminal justice system here in Chicago and is the target of political attacks. Kim Foxx is still defending her office's actions, writing in an op-ed in the Chicago Tribune, quote, since it seems politically expedient right now to question my motives and actions and those of my office, let me state publicly and clearly that I welcome an outside, non-political review of how we handled this matter. Chicago Police Union fired right back in a statement, writing in part, quote, the FOP believes the article barely merits a response. A grand jury returned a 16-count indictment. It is Ms. Foxx's duty to prosecute this crime. She refused to do so. And today, a former Illinois appellate Justice Sheila O'Brien also wrote in the Chicago Tribune that she is going to personally petition the courts here in Chicago to assign a special prosecutor to investigate Kim Foxx. Tucker.
Matt Finn from Chicago. Thanks a lot for that. Well, even Kim Foxx acknowledges she believes Jussie Smollett is guilty of faking a hate crime, but the actor will still not admit that. Instead, his lawyer says the Osundairo brothers may have put on whiteface to attack him.
According to the court records, Smollett was very clear with police on the night of the attack that his attackers were white. He said they had masks on and gloves, but he saw their eyes and he saw the skin surrounding their eyes. Was that a false statement?
Obviously, you can disguise that. You could put makeup on. It took me all of 5 minutes to Google. I was looking up the brothers, and one of the first videos that showed up actually was one of the brothers in whiteface doing a Joker monologue with white makeup on. And so it's not implausible.
It's not implausible. Is it implausible? Gloria Schmidt is an attorney who's representing those brothers, and she joins us tonight. Gloria, thanks very much for coming on. So you heard that suggestion that your clients, without the knowledge of Jussie Smollett, attacked him while wearing white face makeup. Did they?
It's preposterous on top of more ridiculousness for her to come out and say that, you know what, of course anything is possible in that world, but probable, no.
So do your clients, these brothers, concede that they were part of this hoax?
Absolutely. They've cooperated, Tucker, from day one. I mean, their main focus was always to not be part of a fraud. And Tucker, if you look at the very little media that they've done and the releases that we've made, they've apologized for their role, and they feel tremendously regretful for their participation in this.
So were they employed?
We're waiting on that for. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, so I just want to understand: were they employed by Smollett? I read that one of them had worked for the show, had worked for his show, and they had worked for him in some capacity. Is that correct?
That's correct. Remember that there was a friendship. They had met on set. They had known each other for, not more than a year. So they really put their trust in someone who they thought was their friend, someone who had influence, someone who could, make a game change for them in their career. So
yes,
that's what this is really about. And we're seeing that in the news on various different fronts, people putting their trust in the wrong person and the worst of Hollywood.
So they follow his lead. They take money from him in order to pull off this fake hoax. They get caught. So does Smollett. He blames them for it and lies about it and then beats all the charges. What do they make of that?
Here's the thing about the Osundairo family, and I'm very proud to be able to say this. They are amazing people. It would have been very easy for them to stay lawyered up, for them to just say, we're not saying anything, we're not going to help the public heal. were just not, they wanted to make sure that they weren't part of that fraud. And so their value system really came out while they were in custody, and they went through a realization process that what Jussie wanted to do was tear people apart more, not bring them together. And one of the first statements we released, actually, we said that they were not homophobic, they were not racist, and that they were not anti-Trump.
So what do they think the motive for this was? There have been a bunch of explanations, but why do they think Smollett did this?
You know, I hate to not answer a question on your show, Tucker, but truthfully, the motives and their intentions, their feelings, things that go to those things, I think will be better said from them. And when the time is right, they will come out and say their story. It's just not the right time.
Of course, they're welcome here anytime. It goes without saying. Finally, do they face any legal jeopardy at all? Are they done with this process?
They're done. There's been a lot of questions about, well, now are they going to get investigated? Are they looking at co-conspiracy charges? You can't be a co-conspirator to something that is not illegal. So, Tucker, for example, if I ask you to, go out to the street and put a noose around my neck, which I would never ask you to do that, but if I had, that's not illegal.
Right.
That's just not illegal. But calling the police and saying that somebody did, that is illegal. My clients didn't do anything illegal.
And they didn't wear whiteface to beat up their boss without his knowledge. So thanks for clarifying that. Gloria Schmidt, thank you for laughing, because it's worth laughing at. Good to see you.
Thank you, Tucker.
Well, many top Democrats have staked out amazingly in the past couple of months